Good evening, everyone. Mike Palmer from Know Your Rights Group and Success Coaching International with another important live video update this evening. We're going to be talking all about separating fact from fiction, working out what really works and what just sounds good, especially during this COVID-19 crisis. Some really challenging times. People are reaching out, people are asking a lot of questions. Now the good news is that people are finally starting to ask some new questions, which is fantastic. We are still getting a lot of questions. We know that people are desperately worried about receiving a flu shot before they can go back to work. They're worried about visiting, loved ones in aged care facilities. They're concerned about mandatory vaccinations, all that kind of stuff. We get that, we genuinely do, but we've addressed that so many times on previous videos and recent radio shows. Please, if you're still interested in that information, go and look up those videos, go and look up those radio shows on our website, okay, because it is starting to get a little bit frustrating. We understand a lot of you are new to this channel, new to this group. Welcome, awesome to have you on board. Please do a little bit of research before you go and ask the same questions that have already been asked 1,000 times. That'll really help us out and really help to keep these videos right on topic and keep them fresh. All right, so a lot of people are now starting to email us saying, listen, I've been searching about my rights online. I've come across this group, or I've come across that group, or I've come across this information, I've come across that strategy. What do you guys think of it? Now, first and foremost, look, we're very honoured that people feel that we've proven ourselves to the degree that people feel comfortable coming to us and asking us for our opinion on these things. That's certainly very humbling, and we certainly appreciate that. The answer that we give basically is essentially the same across the board. Okay, Daryl and I have been researching, trialing and testing everything you could possibly imagine for about 15 years a piece now. Okay, we've seen it all from copyrighting your birth certificate to what else? Accepted for value, returned for value, commercial liens. The latest one is register your birth on a common law website and that's going to do something. Look, we've seen it all, okay, and we've tried and tested it all, and we know what works and we know what doesn't. The issue is that a lot of this stuff, the majority of this stuff comes from the US, okay, where it works over there. And although the US system and the Australian systems are very closely aligned, okay, they're not exactly the same. Now, yes, absolutely, you can use US court cases and US court precedents. In Australian courts, they're used every day as a persuasive argument. You would have to, you would raise the argument that you want to use. Say, this was raised in this US case. Can you please explain how that right doesn't apply to me here in Australia? And that's a really great way to do it. Now, there's actually a really great article. It's on our Freedom of Information CD. It's quite a detailed article. And it's from a legal perspective that explains why US court cases are cited in Australian courts, and indeed should be cited in Australian courts all the time. So grab that and have a read of that if you're interested. And there's some really great examples. Things like that the US courts have declared that driving is a right, not a privilege, which a city can permit and remove at will. Now, this is all covered in that Aussie Speeding Fines book, along with a bunch of other cases. Okay, so I've said this before to people: if you are a traveller in an automobile, not a driver in a vehicle, and if you don't know the difference, you need this more than most people. Okay, if you're a traveller in an automobile in this country, okay, you need to get this Aussie Speeding Fines book. It's just that simple. It is by far and away the best motoring investment you'll ever make, because it explains all of these arguments and how they work. So the point I'm trying to make, though, is that what works in the US doesn't always necessarily work here in Australia. Yes, some court cases can be used. Some legal arguments can be used. Can you explain how that legal argument applies there but not here? If they can't, well, then it can be taken that it does. But this whole accepted for value, returned for value, commercial liens, all that sort of stuff sounds really good, and it is, legally makes a lot of sense. The problem is that it won't work here in Australia because you've got no one to enforce them. Okay, you can get all these wonderful court orders and all the rest of it, but who's going to enforce them for you? Okay, so that's the issue. Here at the Know Your Rights Group, we only deal with stuff that actually works. As I said before, we've done this for 15 years apiece. trialing, testing, in and out of the courts, writing documents, writing letters, all the rest of it. We know what works and we know what doesn't. We also only recommend groups like Aussie Speeding Fines when A, they have proven to us that it works, and we have used the information ourselves, okay, to ensure that it works. I can stand here completely solidly before you and say that I have used the information, okay, in this Bank Secrets Revealed book, okay, to discharge a $30,000 personal loan, multiple 5-figure credit cards for myself, okay, and literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of personal loans and credit cards for my clients. Okay, in an extreme example, I had one case where a client was being taken to court. There was already a court case going ahead. They were looking at setting a trial date. We sent one of the advance letters from the Bank Secrets book. Okay, within 2 days, the lawyers wrote back saying, yes, we're discontinuing this case. Okay, it's hugely, hugely powerful stuff. Okay, and again, don't believe my word. You know, don't take my word for it. Jump on the sites. Aussie Speeding Fines has 6 pages full of testimonials. There's even a video testimonial from one of the founders that was dragged into court by the sheriffs. It was in the Ballarat Magistrates Court. He had $28,000, okay, worth of fines. He quoted one statement, one line. He was told to get out of the court and he never paid a cent. Okay, that's how powerful it is. There's numerous written and video testimonials on that Bank Secrets Revealed site. Go and have a look at them so you can see for yourself how powerful this information is. Okay, and equally, if you're going to these other sites, if you're going on other groups, if you're connecting with other people, websites, you're looking at other strategies, information, whatever, have a look for their testimonials. Look for proof that their information works. Okay, Daryl and myself, as I said, have been doing this stuff. We've been using the stuff in the Know Your Rights book for 15 years apiece. We know this stuff works. We use this stuff. We teach this stuff in our live events. We cover this stuff each week on our radio shows. And of course, we share the information in this book with our clients. Okay, so if you're you've got a question, you've got a challenge, it's not something that can be answered in a simple email, okay, and you want a one-on-one coaching or mentoring session, we can work with you to help you find the answers that you're looking for. Now, I want to make it clear, these are not legal or financial advice in any way. It's simply an ability for you to tap into our wisdom, knowledge, and experience. We're going to share some of that with you, and you might find some parallels that might work in your particular scenario. But again, we've got absolute categorical proof that this information works, okay? And that's the key, all right? It's all about what actually works. Now, if you come across one of these other groups, okay, if you come across some other strategy or information online, absolutely, by all means, give it a go. Trial it, test it, see how it works. I mean, how do you think we all learnt this stuff? Okay, we did all that. Now, the challenge is, we did a lot of this 10, 15 years ago when everyone had a little bit more time. Now, it's been great while we've all been in lockdown and all the rest of it, but even then, people have got a lot of the extra demands on them. They're homeschooling their kids, they're back and forth with their office, a lot of people are working from home, they're gearing up to go back out into the workforce, whatever it is. So a lot of people are very time poor. Okay, so if that's you, if you don't have 10 or 15 years to troll through the internet and sort out the wheat from the chaff, sort out what works from what doesn't work, then please go to the websites that are listed in the description. Don't put another 100 comments. Where do you get the books? They're in the description. Read the websites. Read all the completely free information that's on the websites first and foremost. Go through and read all the testimonials. Then, absolutely, by all means, if you think it's for you, great, go and grab one of the books or one of the products or whatever. But read all the free information first and foremost so you can see that it works. Okay, now the other thing I want to urge people to do is stop looking for some quick fix. Okay, yes, absolutely, signing a petition or writing a single letter is better than doing nothing. Okay, but the governments have been screwing us over for decades. Okay, for decades they've been slowly but surely eroding away our freedoms and our rights. Okay, it's not going to be magically fixed with a wave of the wand or the pen. Okay, so stop looking for a quick fix. The problem is that all of those that came in the generations before us were all, oh, she'll be right, mate. Oh, it's all too hard. It'll figure itself out. It's all good. No, it's not. It's a bloody mess. And we are the ones right now, our generation, Okay, if it is to be, it's up to me. We are the ones that need to take real decisive action. By all means, start with the petitions, start with the letters, but don't stop there. Don't just go, oh, I've done my bit, that's it. Okay? We need to flood the streets. Okay? We need to fill up the courts. We need to bombard our representatives. Remember, they're our representatives, the parliamentarians. We need to bombard them with expressions of our will and force them to represent our will on the floor of Parliament. Okay? We need to get the masses awakening to the truth about what's going on. We need people researching and understanding their rights, the things that have been hidden from them for so long. That is the key to these books. You know, the most common comment we get is, wow, I never realised that. Where were you guys 3 years, 5 years, 10 years ago? These are the comments we get because people are like, oh, wow, I didn't realise that went on. I didn't realise that was possible. I didn't know about that. Please go and look the stuff up on our websites. Okay, now if you're wondering where to go, what to look for, again, the websites, we give you links to other websites that we recommend. We give you links to other videos that we recommend. We give you links to various books or papers or court cases that we recommend. It's going to save you an inordinate amount of time trying to figure it all out yourself. But at the end of the day, what we need to do is we need to learn about our rights, and we need to stand up for our rights, and we need to collectively take action. So, as we're about to embark on yet another weekend, a lot of us are going to have a bit of extra time. I would urge you, please use this weekend wisely to get your head around your rights, start understanding your rights, start truly researching your rights, and start really taking action. Start firing off FOI requests, start firing off my will letters, start challenging your fines, start challenging the bank, start challenging the ATO, start asking your bank questions about your mortgage, start asking the councils questions about their so-called validity. Okay, there's so many things you can do, but you've got to get a start somewhere and really take action. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you all take a ton of action, and I'll be back with another important live video update on Sunday evening at 8:30. Until then, have a great one. See you later.